This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Jordan versus Pack. You all are engaged. You've been together for 2.5 years. Miss Pack, you have just recently moved out of the house, and allegations of cheating are destroying this relationship. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your eyes are telling me you've got something you need to say about this. What's this doing to your relationship?
It's ruining it. I'm here to prove to him that I've never cheated on him. He's very jealous. He's very insecure. He said he wanted a younger woman, but he can't handle me.
I don't know, Mr. Cutler, about being handled, but okay.
I can handle it.
When you say he's jealous, what do you mean?
He's jealous. If there's any man around, oh, you're looking at him, you're gonna flirt with him. He always feels like there's a threat of me being with some other man.
And you're saying, I don't want to be with anybody but you.
Exactly.
And he's
Yes, Your
not
Honor.
listening to that.
No, he's not.
Mr. Jordan, she said she's not cheating. You don't believe that.
I don't believe it, Your Honor, because her actions, Your Honor. Like, when she goes out, she doesn't answer her phone. We don't have sex anymore, Your Honor. We don't even get up. We don't talk to each other like, you know, we're not best friends like we used to be. It's just our relationship is just totally different. So I feel like somebody else is involved. It's just not us two.
Your man's intuition is saying something's wrong, and the wrong is cheating.
It's cheating.
Okay.
Now, you mentioned that he can't handle a younger woman. I notice here from the court papers that there is a 30-year age difference between you two.
Yes.
That's
Mr.
right.
Jordan,
That's right.
some people want to give you a high five. I'll refrain. Okay, we'll give him a high five, yeah.
And then there's some folks who are like, what? And they down low, man. They down here.
How does a 50-year-old man meet a younger woman?
I was walking through the mall. I had just drunk some coffee, you know. I'm feeling good, excited. And look, I see Zay. So I'm like, I got to get to know her. So I shot my shot. You know, we talked for a few minutes, we exchanged numbers, and then I sent her a text, she sent me a text back, and we went from there.
All right. Well, that's one way to get it done.
That's how you do it.
What was it about him
None.
that made you say, okay, let me talk to you?
His eyes, he talk really smooth. His smile, he not backing down. Once he want what he want, that's what he gonna get. So, and it wasn't rude. He's just fun.
I wouldn't have guessed he was 50. I mean, you well.
Yeah, he look good
You
for
well
his age.
preserved.
That's how I got it. That's how I got it, you know.
What happened to destroy the trust between you two?
We got into an argument on a Saturday morning because I felt like Zay was cheating because how she lied about her whereabouts, doesn't answer phones. So I decided to tell a lie that I had messed around with somebody to make her mad. And it got her so mad, she said, I've been holding this in. I did sleep with our neighbor.
So you baited the trap, and she fell for it.
And she fell for it, Your Honor. Then she reversed it. She said I was lying. I just said that to make you mad, to see how you was gonna react. But
Miss Pat.
I don't believe she was lying.
Your Honor, the reason why I said that, he had been asking me for like 6 months and accusing me, oh, you're sleeping with this guy, you're sleeping with this guy. Then he says, oh, I slept with my ex. So I'm like, I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine. I did sleep with him, but I never did. I never cheated on him. But that's what he wanted. He was pressing for it.
Okay, can we take a time out right here? Mm-hmm. May I just suggest, for future reference, don't use spite and anger as a weapon. It will never get you the results you want. We have an agreement. We have an agreement, right, Mr. Cutlers?
We have an agreement.
That when you're that mad, just step away.
And one of the things we try to do is never say anything that you can't take back, whether it's a bad comment, whether it's a nasty name. And once you put out there, well, I slept with so-and-so, it's hard to say, I was just doing that to make you mad. I didn't really do that. Because that seed is already planted in their head, and you can't get rid of it.
You can't unring the bell.
You cannot unring the bell, so you definitely don't want to do that. But you say that she lies about her whereabouts, and you have some suspicions about this particular neighbor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is it about this neighbor that caused you to believe that she's cheating with him?
I worked 2 in the morning to 11. So what I decided to do was leave a voice recorder underneath our bedroom dresser. While I'm at work.
Something to record it?
Something to record it.
Oh.
And when I came home, I listened to it. And to me, I know I heard a man's voice in our bedroom. But Zay say that it was one of her family members' voice. Then the phone got wet and no longer worked, so we can't hear the recording no more. She destroyed it.
Your Honor, that is not true. For
Yes,
one thing, Willis has a habit, he talks to himself. Before he went to work that day, he was talking. He was talking. When he rewind back the recording to me, that was his voice. So on top
it
of
was
that,
like 3 hours into the recording when I heard the voice.
On top of that, he took a shower later that day. He kept the phone. So how did I destroy it?
Did you tell him it was a family member in your bedroom and that's whose voice it was? Because that's what he's saying you told him.
It was family members there.
Then why'd you say it was his voice? It was him talking to himself.
When it first started, there was somebody talking. It had to be him. Nobody else was up until later. If it was one later on, that was once the family members woke up. It had to be them, because I was asleep. The whole time he was at work, I was asleep. So how could I cheat on him?
And you're saying there were no other men in your bedroom that you were having sexual relations with?
No, there was not, Your Honor, no.
And Mr. Jordan, you don't believe that?
I do not believe that, Your Honor.
Has Miss Pack done anything else to make you think she's cheating?
Yes, she teases me with sex. She'll get up like an hour before I go to work, take a shower, get back in bed with no clothes on. But would not let me touch her. If you're not wanting to have sex with me and we home together every day in the bed every night, as many guys as you say talking
Your
to
Honor,
you.
I don't believe in giving my body to somebody who doesn't respect me. And sometimes we don't finish because in the middle of it, he'll stop and ask me, "Oh, did you sleep with this guy in the middle of sexual intercourse?"
I don't think I never
So at
did.
that point, it's like I'm not even turned on anymore. Like, no, thank you.
That's not true. She says she's not teasing me, but we'll be in the house, she'll put my favorite dress, house dress that she know I love, with no underwear or nothing on it. Then ask me to rub her feet. Then if I try to go further, stop. You can't do that. Why come in and show me all that and you know what I'm gonna wanna do once you show it to me?
Well, Miss Pack, I mean, let's just cut to the chase. Are you teasing him with sex?
No, everything's not about sex. Just because I want to walk around with my dress and no underwear, I should do that. Everything's not about sex. You should be able to look at me and not touch me as your woman, appreciate me with your eyes.
Cutler, she is saying, look, he is bringing up infidelity in the middle of sex. That's not sexy. That's not gonna make me hot for you. And I get that, am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yeah, I get all that. But the fundamental issue here, what Mr. Jordan is saying is, she's a 20-year-old, vibrant young woman. She's gotta be having sex with somebody if it's not me. That's his issue. Am I right?
Yes, you're right. You're 100% right.
Okay.
You keep saying she lies about her whereabouts. What do you mean by that?
Okay, our child had his 1-year physical coming up. So then she makes an appointment on a Monday. And then she pops up with this interview all of a sudden.
Okay, is this the exhibit that you brought?
Yeah.
Okay, can you step to the plasma?
So she makes an appointment for a physical.
She makes an appointment for a physical.
Okay.
And then she come up with the interview the same day for the appointment.
Okay.
So she goes about a mile down the street to her appointment, which is at the beauty store. So I'm in the doctor's office. I check the GPS, because I check it to see which, I don't trust that she's where she's supposed to be. Her GPS shows her leaving the beauty store, going to this hotel from 10:15 to 11.
Huh.
All right.
So now I'm heated like that. So I got the kids, we walking down the street to the beauty store. I check it again. It shows her back at the beauty store.
From 11:03 to 12:06. She's there for an hour.
Now she's back at the beauty store. She was at the hotel for 45 minutes.
So you believe she was at the hotel with a man?
Yes. Yes.
Miss Pat.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why were you at the hotel for 45 minutes?
I was never at the hotel, and I told him that he could go into the beauty shop and ask her to pull her cameras to show him I never left. He didn't want to. He just wanted to accuse me. And I told him before, a couple weeks before that, we were there, and I went back to that date and I showed him. It comes up as the hotel address. It's already in his mind.
So is it possible, Mr. Cutler, given the proximity, that it accidentally pinged at a different spot? I'm just putting it out there.
Well, Your Honor, I got another example, if I could, about the GPS.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Go back.
Okay. We live here.
Okay.
We get into an argument on a Saturday.
Okay.
They say I want to go stay at her family member's house.
Okay.
So here it is, like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's an hour and 2 minutes away. I check her GPS, and it shows her here. So why is it pinging you 5 minutes from our house the whole night, moving around in this area, when you're telling me that you in Baltimore? Then you go further to say it was you moving around, when I know that I'm in the house in the bed.
All right, Ms.
Okay,
Pack,
Mr. Jordan,
this is a
thank
good
you
one.
very much. Now,
How are you 5 minutes away from where your house
Your
the whole
Honor,
night?
This has happened before. He's called me and he saw that I'm at my family member's house. So this time when it happens again, I guess he just decided I'm going with what I think. And I explained to him, if your GPS is on my phone and your phone, it'll bounce back and forth. But he don't want to believe me. Because
But
I
he
know
said
I
the
live here.
GPS will bounce back and forth.
He has my email for the GPS on his phone and my phone. So sometimes it picks up both locations. And I try to break that down to him, but he didn't want to listen.
So why is it showing you moving around if I'm in the house asleep?
I can't be two places at once.
If I'm in the
One
house
time
asleep,
you
one of
were
us had to
there.
be up
Ms.
here
Pack,
moving
I
around.
gotta cut to the chase. Have you been with another man since you've been with Mr. Jordan?
No, Your Honor, I have not. Never.
Sound like you're nervous.
And
I'm
all
not
of this,
nervous.
Well, Mr. Cutler, here's the testimony we have. First of all, you believe that Ms. Pack is cheating with a neighbor. The other is that you say that she lies about her whereabouts. And then the other is that you have noticed that your sex life has changed.
Has changed tremendously.
And then the final piece is she seems to be teasing you with the sex. So
Exactly.
all of those things together have convinced you, Mr. Jordan, that Ms. Pack is in fact cheating.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you find out that in fact she is cheating, this relationship will be over.
Yes.
It's killing you.
so Ms. Pack, you understand your relationship with Mr. Jordan is at stake. So before we continue with our investigation, we want to give you a chance to come clean and tell us what you need to tell us. Tell Mr. Jordan what you need to tell him at this point, right now.
There's nothing to tell. I never cheated on him. Never.
Okay.
This court has done a full and complete investigation to determine, is she cheating? At this time, the court will call certified polygraph examiner Michael Williams. Ron, please show Mr. Williams into the courtroom.
How are you, Mr. Williams?
Doing fine, thank you, Your Honor.
You did a polygraph examination of Ms. Pack, is that correct?
That's correct.
You know, I'm looking at Mr. Jordan, and you look utterly stressed. How are you doing?
Not good.
What's going through your mind right now?
That I hope that man, I love Zay so much, man. And I just hope she's not cheating. She's my dream woman. I mean, if I could pick one woman that I could be with, it would have been Zay.
So are you ready to hear these results?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. It's a lot at stake here, Mr. Williams.
Ma'am.
Ms. Pack was asked, the day of your interview, did you have sexual intercourse with another man at the hotel near the beauty shop? What was Ms. Pack's response?
Your Honor, she said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
Your Honor, the lie detector determined she was being truthful.
You know, Mr. Cutler, my hands are sweating.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so worried for him. It's gonna be okay.
Mr. Jordan, are you okay?
All right. All right.
We still have one more question. Ms. Pack was asked, since the start of your relationship with Mr. Jordan, have you had sexual intercourse with any man other than Mr. Jordan? What was her response to that question?
Your Honor, she said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
Regarding this question on sexual intercourse, Your Honor, the lie detector determined Mrs. Pack was being truthful.
Miss Pat, you about the coolest cucumber I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Would Mr. Jordan be able to turn around so you could move forward?
Yes.
Mr. Jordan, you came here for answers. Are you going to be able to let this go? Because in order for this relationship to go forward, you have got to trust her.
And you already out the house right now, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So she may not come back home. She needs to hear it.
She'll be back.
Okay, but she won't
what
be.
I need to do to make sure that she come back.
All right, and so that means you're gonna be able to turn this thing around.
I'm gonna turn it around. For her, I can do that.
All right. Miss Pack, you heard it from his lips. Are you willing to come home and see if he can make it happen?
No.
You're not?
No, I don't want to be with him. It's too much damage done.
She say she don't want to be with me, right? I don't believe that. Say I'll be back home. But they say she don't want to be with me no more. I don't believe that.
So, Mr. Jordan and Miss Pack, I don't know that we're gonna come to a final decision here. But what I'm gonna suggest is that you all start off as friends and try to build that relationship. But you all definitely need some counseling to figure out where this goes. And we suggest you take advantage of our resources. And as we say in this courtroom, do not cheat yourself out of an opportunity to have a trust-filled, happy, healthy relationship. Court is adjourned.
This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Donnell versus Starks. You are married, been together 14 years, you have a family, but cheating allegations have caused you, Ms. Donnell, to seek information regarding a divorce from Mr. Starks.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me about why you've opened your case.
2 years ago, we got into an argument, and he left that night. When he left, he was down the street with a friend, and the next morning when he comes home and he's explaining what happened that night, he told me, when I talk to her, don't believe whatever she tells me. And since then, it's little things that make me feel like he's cheating with my friend.
The situation she's talking about, I did leave. The young lady that she's pertaining to was down the hill. Her cousin gave me a ride to my mother's house. Mm-hmm. That's the only contact I've had with that woman in 14 years.
But you knew something was going to pop off. That's why you went back home and said, whatever you hear, don't believe it.
Hold on, Your Honor. That's what she said.
You deny that happened.
I do not recollect saying anything like that.
So what are you here to prove today?
I'm here to prove that I love my wife, I'm here for her, and that I'm not a cheater. I believe in Jesus Christ. I got married one time, and I'm not a cheater. Okay. And I'm standing on that.
Bottom line.
Ain't no more lines.
All right. But it's my understanding, Ms. Donnell, that you have gone to see a divorce attorney.
Yes, ma'am. I've seen lawyers. I've talked to everybody that I need to. If this doesn't work, if he's cheating on me, then I got my foot out the door. I'm ready to go.
You're serious about this?
Yes, I do love my husband. I really want our marriage to work. I got married one time. I don't want to get a divorce either, but I don't want him to be cheating on me as well.
So, why do you believe he's cheating right now?
Well, we've had incidents. I do have evidence, if I could give it to you.
All right. Ron, would you
Yes, Your Honor.
take that from Ms. Donnell?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. So tell us what we're looking at.
Well, one day he told me that he was going to work, and later on that day, I was looking at our GPS. It's kind of together on the phone, and it showed that he was at a hotel from 8 to 11:47. And he tells me that he was just driving through the parking lot, but I don't know no parking lots 3 hours big.
Okay, so at 8:07, he tells you he's going to work.
Yeah, he's supposed to be at work.
And you find on the GPS that it's at a hotel.
Yes, ma'am.
And he's at the hotel from 8:07 to 11:46.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's your understanding that he was supposed to be at work.
Yes.
Okay, were you at work or
Yes,
were you
ma'am.
at the hotel?
Ma'am, I work in the moving industry. So I usually meet my boss wherever close to where we're gonna go because he drives me, I have no license.
Okay.
So the job we did that day was at a place adjacent to a hotel.
Yes, sir.
So if I'm in the same parking lot as the hotel, her GPS, I guess, picks up wherever I'm at. So
you-
I'm saying I ain't never been nowhere with no woman in a hotel outside of a hotel, in a back car seat, since I've been with my wife, I ain't been nowhere with no woman in no hotels.
But if you were meeting your boss to go to work, why does it have you there just for 3 hours?
No, I was at work all day. I don't understand. What we need to do is probably call the GPS company and figure that out.
So you're saying your job, your moving job that day was adjacent to the hotel.
Just like that.
And that's why it was pinging.
The only reason.
And Miss Donnell, you don't believe that?
No, sir. Also, that same day, he called co-workers that he was supposed to be with. If you at work with the co-workers, what do you need to call them for?
It would be like me calling Mr. Cutler. We sitting here on the bench together.
No.
All right.
And all of this has led you to believe, okay, he was meeting somebody at that hotel.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And he was having sex with that person.
That's what I believe.
Oh, my God. Well, here's what I know. That the reason I called my coworker is because I'm moving. We have an elevator. If the elevator gets stuck, or if I'm in the elevator, who you gonna call? You got me?
Mr. Starks, you got an answer for everything, it seems like.
Always.
You got it lined out. You got an answer for everything.
Because I'm the one living this. I work every day.
What is it like living like this?
Terrible. It's stressful. In the last maybe 7 months, I've lost 15 pounds because of this, because of a lie.
Have you told her about the stress in this relationship?
For 14 years.
You've been living this
I've been
for
being
14
accused
years.
of cheating since 2000.
But have you told her about what the stress is doing
every
to
day.
you?
She should see it. That's my wife.
Oh, I see it, but he don't see the stress that he causes our whole house. He's just stuck on him. You know, he's not really open to other people's feelings, to how we feel about the situation.
Mr. Starks, do you understand that she's under stress?
Yes.
Has she
I
talked to
truly
you
believe
about that?
I truly believe that.
And
that's why I'm here.
What is your reaction to that?
My reaction is I'm here. I've been the same person since I've met my wife. I've never, there's been a situation in 2004 or 5 where I cheated on my wife. We were dating then.
You were dating
We were dating then. We were 3 months, 4 months together.
And he cheated on me for a year. This has been 2 years. This one is 2 years. And I just
Before we were married.
about this one.
But okay, so you had cheated in the past, you admitted it, you took him back, but you understand why her trust is broken.
Yes.
Once that trust is broken, and then you don't take affirmative steps to reestablish it, from then on, there's a cloud. You all have been living under a cloud
But
all
he's saying
this
he
time.
has
Why
been
get
taking
married?
affirmative steps. He's been
Why
faithful.
get married to someone that cheated on you if you don't believe in them?
Ms. Donnell, is there any particular person that you're concerned about that he's cheating with?
With my neighbor. She was a close friend. It's just going really crazy, you know. He says, I want to believe that he's not cheating, but it's just the little things that happen, like our GPS. It'll say that he's at my home, and he's not at my home.
So
But
that's
she's-
saying that the GPS ain't working. If it's saying that I'm not at home, I could be right beside her, and she tells me, your GPS said you're down the street. And she's even told me that her GPS doesn't correctly work sometimes.
All right, when you say the
She's told me.
the GPS is not, it says that he's home, but he's not home. Where do you think he is?
With my neighbor.
I mean, how close is the neighbor to you? Are you in the same building or right
Yes,
next
ma'am.
door?
Yes, in the same
so
building.
it may show that he's home
But
because you're in the same building.
yes, ma'am.
But it's not, he's not in your apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
You brought an exhibit to demonstrate what you're talking about, is
Yes,
that
sir.
right?
Yes.
Okay, would you step to the monitor, please?
Okay, we were into it that night, so he went to a friend's house, and I wanted to, you know, reconcile that night. I wanted him to come home, so I go out to his friend's house. At 1:45, I get there, and we sit for a minute. You know, I asked him if he wanted to come home. He said that he wanted to stay because he could get to his job better that way, although I could have drove him. So I leave, and I get home at 2:27. Later on that night, my phone pings from his phone on the GPS, and it says that he's at my house at 3:46. He was never at my house. Nowhere in my house was he to be found in my apartment.
Your phone tells you that he gets home at 3:46.
Yes.
But he's not in your apartment.
No, Your Honor.
And so from 3:46 to 7:19.
At 7:19, that's when he leaves for work. At the same time he was leaving for work, the neighbor was leaving as well.
So you believe that at 3:46 he was in the building?
Yes.
But he wasn't in your apartment?
No, ma'am.
He was at the neighbor's apartment?
That's what I believe.
And that's why it pinged that he was home. He was in the building, But he was with the neighbor?
Yes.
And you believe he was with the neighbor because he's cheating?
Yeah, I believe so. And also, at 7:19, I was still at home.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Donnell. If you come back to the podium, please.
All right, Mr. Starks, are you cheating with this neighbor? All right, Mr. Starks, are you cheating with this neighbor?
Never.
Were you at her house?
Never.
You were not at her home?
Never. Only time I've been at her home was when she first moved in. She drinks a little bit. I did a moving job.
A lot.
I did a moving job. They gave me liquor. I thought they were pretty cool. She's a drinker. I gave it to her. So ever since I did a good deed or whatever, trying to be a friend, like she said.
Oh, he's been a
But
friend
Mrs.
a lot.
Starks,
he give her a lot of liquor. He's been a friend very often. He's not even a big drinker.
Often?
And he would go and buy liquor and, I'm gonna take one over here.
Let me tell you how often
on her birthday.
it is. She got me so messed up. I can't look out my own windows. If I look out my window and her car pulls up, I'm cheating. Just for her pulling
But
up.
Mr. Starks, why is it that her GPS shows that your phone was in your apartment building, but you weren't at home?
Please explain it to me.
You explain it to me.
I can't.
That's why you're
cannot.
here.
I'm not being accused of cheating. You're the one that's being accused of cheating. You explain to me why your phone shows up as being in your apartment building, but you're not in your apartment.
I cannot explain
for
that.
4 hours.
Only thing I can explain, Mr. Cutler and Mrs. Cutler, is I've never cheated on my wife. That's the only thing I can explain.
So you have no explanation why your phone shows that you were in your apartment building but not at home.
I cannot tell you how GPS works.
And you deny that you were in your neighbor's apartment during that
I ain't
period.
been in that lady's house. If I was in her house, she knew about it. I ain't never been in her house fornicating, cheating with no woman. Not just her neighbor, no woman. I haven't hugged, kissed, touched a woman since 2005 or 6.
All right, Ms. Donna, you have a witness. 2005 or 6.
In between 5 or 6.
Ms. Donna, you have a witness. Sir, would you please stand?
A witness.
Would you please state your name for the court and your relationship to the parties?
I'm Randy Donnell. This is my sister.
All right, Mr. Donnell, can you tell us, do you believe your brother-in-law is cheating, and if so, why?
I have reason to believe he's cheating because there's a lot of things that don't add up, and I was present for most of them, so.
Have you seen him with the woman in question?
Definitely. I go outside and, they having a good conversation. I walk up and everything stops and, they split ways. There's even been a time where he said, I can't even talk to my neighbor. And I felt like, well, if you was talking to her before I came, why not continue? What are y'all talking about that I can't be around? That's happened multiple times,
So because you've seen it more than once, it's so noticeable that they must be talking about something they're doing.
Right.
You know when people are talking, and it's like...
Yeah.
And when you come into a room, then it just...
Everybody stops talking.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Donnell.
Sit down.
I think we've heard enough evidence. Ms. Donnell believes that her husband is cheating with the neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
She tracked him to a hotel where he stayed for 3 hours, 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother believes that he is involved with the neighbor because he's seen how they interact with each other.
And they go silent when somebody walks in.
And they go silent. And his phone is in the apartment complex at 3 in the morning till 7, but he's not in the apartment. And she knows he's not there because she's tracked his phone. And all of this has led her to believe that he's cheating. And she's already said that if she finds out that he's cheating, she's done. She's gone. The marriage is over.
And she's gone as far as to talk to some attorneys about a divorce.
Yes.
Well, because of this court has done a complete investigation of this matter. At this time, the court would like to call former military interrogator Lena Cisco to determine, is he cheating?
Good day, Ms. Cisco. How are you?
I am well, Your Honor. How are you?
Doing good. It's good to see you.
Thank you. It's good to see you as well.
Would you state your credentials, please, for the court?
Yes, Your Honor. I am a former Department of Defense certified military interrogator who has interrogated members of Al-Qaeda and Taliban shortly after 9/11. And since that time, I have been training law enforcement personnel, military personnel in interrogation and interviewing techniques.
Tell us what you did to investigate this case.
I had the accused write a witness statement, and I analyzed that for any indicators of truthfulness and deception. I studied the case file, and I put together an interrogation plan, and then I interrogated Mr. Starks.
So you conducted a full interrogation.
Correct, Your Honor.
What were your initial findings?
When I interrogate someone, I look for any indicators of truthfulness and deception, verbally and non-verbally. Mr. Starks did give me some concerns in the beginning when I asked what I call my lie-exposing questions.
All right. What did you learn in your investigation?
As the interrogation went on, he also gave me a few more concerns because some of his answers were very common deceptive responses. So for example, when I asked him if he had sex with the neighbor, he gave me a definitive no, but he also did a slight head nod as to yes. And then he went on to claim that what he is accused of being at a hotel for 4 hours, he was actually waiting for a ride from his boss to go to a work site. And then he proceeded to take out his phone and show me text messages of how they coordinate pickups.
So what did you conclude?
So for someone who has conducted hundreds of interrogations and interviews since 2003 and has been catching liars since then, I do not believe that Mr. Starks is cheating on his wife, and I do believe he's being truthful.
All right, Miss Donnell, you have a smile on your face. What's going through your mind hearing the results?
It made me feel a lot better, you know.
Al-Qaeda, baby. I'm just normal. She interrogates Al-Qaeda.
I still feel like it's a lot of things that we need to work on, you know. I don't like having trust issues, you know.
And hearing these facts, do you feel like I can get to that point where I can start to trust him again? Because she's saying he has been faithful to you.
That's all I wanted.
And that's all I want. I love my wife. I've always loved her. I love her until I die. But I want Chris to be sick. You know, and I'm not the easiest person to get along with. I am not.
Just like she's gonna have to work on her building her trust up in you, you're gonna have to dial back some of that difficulty.
Yes, ma'am.
So that you all can move forward
No problem.
happily and healthily.
No problem.
And it's gonna be on both of you. She's gotta let the past go, but you also have to let the past go.
Yep.
Are you ready to let the past go?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Are you ready to look forward to a happy future and all of this behind you?
I definitely am.
Then that is a wonderful first step.
Yes.
We have counseling available for you to help you do that.
Please.
And we want you to take advantage of that counseling so that you can have the wonderful and fruitful marriage that clearly you both want.
Yes, sir.
As we say in this courtroom, don't cheat yourself out of a chance for a great relationship.
You're right.
Court is adjourned.